it is me, Pastel Waffles, or if you know me from school, yeah. And today I will be doing a project on civilizations and how the US is a civilization. And I'm kind of really excited for this video because I'm mixing two of my most favorite things, animation and film production and history, and I just love those two things. So yeah. Now, the definition of civilization is an advanced state of human society in which a high level of culture, science, industry, and government has been reached. And today, I will be proving whether or not the US is a civilization. Some things you need to classify a civilization as an actual civilization are a stable food supply, a social structure, a government, specialized workers, aka a division of labor. You need religion, you need art and music and architecture, and you need writing and technology. Now, off the bat, you can think of some things that the US has, but I'll be going through each section individually so that I can prove to you with evidence from my history book that everything that I say is correct. I hope. Anyways, let's get on with the video. The first thing that you need to become a civilization is a stable food supply. Now, the Sumerians had a quite stable food supply because they had farms surrounding their civilizations. And so they wouldn't have to worry about finding food, which led to them making new things. Now, the question is, does the US have a stable food supply? That answer is yes. It's kind of obvious as well. You can go to the grocery store and get whatever you need. Anything. From milk to veggies to candy. You won't need to pick it out of the ground, like cook it, because we have ready-made mac and cheese. Like, what else do we need? So I can conclude that yes, the US does have a stable food supply. Now, the second thing that you need to become a civilization is a social structure. Now, the US does have a social structure. We have a low class, the shrinking middle class, and the upper class. I don't mean this to be offensive. Now, comparing it to the Sumerians, we have a much more advanced social structure than the Sumerians. The Sumerians, for example, had a very, very low class who wouldn't get paid at all, who were practically homeless. They were homeless, they were slaves, obviously. And they had jobs, it's just they were slaves. They were literal slaves. Slavery is illegal in America, so I mean, yeah. I just cracked my fingers, what the heck? That sounded so weird. Their middle class consisted of a few things, but they weren't as diverse as the middle class of this age. They had farmers, fishers, traders, artists, and many more. It's just I cannot think of them off the top of my head. And they had the high class, which was full of scribes and governors and things like that. And of course, we had the king. They had the king, not we. What am I saying? So, yeah, we have a social structure. Now, the third thing you need to be a civilization is a government. Woohoo! We all love the government. Wow! If you've ever heard your parents complain about the government and how they're making all these unnecessary laws, then you've probably heard of the government. If you don't know what a government is, it's a group of people who decide what laws are necessary and which rules are kind of not necessary. Especially because populations grew a lot back then, like a lot, that they needed a set of rules and a group of people that would kind of control all of this. And of course, we have the governors. Some examples of the government are religious leaders, governors, the president. We have a couple. And of course, we have a government for the US and for each and every one of the states. Every one of the US states has a prime governor, and so we have a government. The fourth thing you need is specialized workers or a division of labor. Now, because there are a lot of stable food supplies and people could purchase and buy and eat their own food without having to look for it, people had the freedom and free time to have their own jobs. Do we have that? Yes. There are many different jobs out there in the US, and you can be whatever you want to be these days. So yeah. Number 5 is religion. Now, religion is quite a tricky thing because we don't technically really follow one religion. Take me, for example. I'm Hindu. I follow Hinduism. But that doesn't mean I'm restricted to one religion only. If you're Christian, you aren't restricted to being Christian. You can be Buddhist if you'd want to. America is made up of immigrants, and so there are many different religions and cultures coming in every single day. Every person you meet will be different, but we do have religions and we all follow them. So yeah, I'd say we have religions down. The sixth and third to last thing is art, music, and architecture, or just art. Because of the division of labor, people had more free time to do what they liked. So people could play instruments, make music, make art, make buildings, whatever they liked to do. Different art styles were developed, such as hieroglyphics from the Egyptians and copper and metal sculptures from the Sumerians. This age and this time is so artistic and so creative that I feel like this is one of the most recognizable things about the US. We're so creative and so diverse in so many things, especially in artwork. So I think that our art, music, and architecture is all just creative and beautiful, and I don't know why I stammered on that. But yeah, I think we have some art and some music thrown into our little civilization that we call the US. Record keeping and writing. Have you ever heard your parents complaining about taxes, laws, property ownership, and how they need to keep track of it and pay their bills? Well, yeah. It's because somebody is sitting at a desk right now and recording every single bill your parents pay in a bank account. Because you need to pay a bill for your bank account. You need to pay a bill for your water. You need to pay a bill for your electricity and anything else you can think of. Because your state or your country needs that money to help the country or the state be a better place for people to live. Some taxes go toward paying for healthcare, or paying for repairing some sort of landmark or special things, I guess. And we have something like that. We get taxed, and we get taxed for our property, we get taxed for, and we have laws, and we have people who keep track of them. So yeah, we have record keeping and writing down. The last thing you need to be a civilization, the very last thing, is to have some sort of invention or technology that is life-changing. The Sumerians, for example, had created the wheel, and then created the chariot, and thus created wagons and things that would help people travel farther without walking and breaking things. The increase of population allowed for technological advancements, which means we went above and beyond. I'd say we've got that down. We have so many technological advancements, it's not funny. And it's not just restricted to screens or devices. Hand fans, for example, are a technological advancement. Pop sockets as well. Do you have a pop socket on your phone right now? That's a technological advancement. It helps you hold your phone better. Phone cases. Phones. So many other things that I could name right now. So, let's just go over everything that I just talked about. Is the US a civilization? Yes, indeed it is. We have a stable food supply, we have a social structure, we have a government, we have division of labor, we have religion, we have art and music, we have writing, and we have technology. So yes, in fact, we are a civilization. And that brings me to the end of this video. Thank you for listening. This is me signing off for now, and goodbye.